We today are going to go through Wasted Years by Iron Maiden. To begin with, I have a drum and a bass track that I have here playing to accompany me. You can hear there are no guitars on this track. It's just bass and drums. The bass comes in here. So, all guitar tracks are me. We're going to start out with the first riff that opens the song. This is Adrian Smith. I'll play through it a bit first, and then I'll slow it down and break it down for you and show you what I'm playing. So that's the first riff, and basically what he's doing is all done on the high E string down here, okay, and he's just picking that high E string rapidly. I believe it's probably 16th notes. Just mute all those other strings with your hand and just pick that high E string. And we're going to start on the 12, 7, 8, 5, 7, 3, 5, 2, 3, 5, 2, 3. And then it starts over again, 2 and 3. So. So if you want to just play that to get the sequence down, the notes, the melody, first, before you really try to tackle the picking part, you can do that. 12, 7, 8, 5, 7, 3, 5, 2, 3, 5, 2, 3. And to end that and go into the first part of the verse, he hits the 7th fret harmonics on the, I believe it's the D and the G string. So these two right here together. Go into the verse. So I'll play the verse. Let's back this up a little bit, back my track up just a little, so I get a little lead in, and then I'll show you the verse, and then I'll break that down. Okay, so that verse progression is played twice at the beginning of the song, and I'll break that down for you right here. So it starts off on a D. These are all just power chords. So we go to E, and that's a G. So it's D, and back to D. So D, E, and G. And here, when he gets to the G the second time, he drops the root note, which is the G right here, down a half 1 fret to hit that F sharp. And then he brings it back up again to the G and down to a C. Now when he plays the C here, he doesn't just play a power chord. He bars the 3rd fret with his first finger all the way, and he only plays the 5th fret on the D and the G string, and he lets that B and the E string, which are being fretted down by your first finger, lets those ring. So we'll go through that again. So it's D to E, and back to D, back to E, back to G, drop that finger, back to the G again, and at that point he plays the D on the A string right there on the 5th fret, but he also plays the F sharp, which is on the D string on the 4th fret. So it's not a power chord, it's this. So coming out of this, and then back to the D, then back to the G, and back to the C again. But that's that open chord, you're going to let that ring again. So that's 1 time through the verse. So, play that twice. Next is the chorus, and I'm going to play through that, and then I'll break it down slow and show it to you. So I like to start it off with an open chord G string. The ring's a little nicer, just separate the verse from the chorus. And you'll notice I also really like to have that 3rd fret B string in my G chord. It gives it a little extra something. So we start off with G, then we go to C, A, D, C, A, E. Back to D. And again, here he's playing a C, but he's fretting those on the 2 top strings on the 3rd fret again. And he's playing all of those notes. And he picks through them. And and then he strums them. Then back to the G again. It starts over again. G, C, A, D, C, A, E. Back to D, and then that open C string. C chord. Then from there we go right back into the verse again. We start off with this. There's nothing else to this song but a solo. So from that point, from the verse, we go back to this. And then when we go into the solo, he modifies that just a bit. He comes out of that. Goes 5. Now we're on the B string. 5, 7, 8, 10, 12, and that's where he starts the solo. So it's. And then it's some pull-offs here. So he starts off on 10 and 8 and the open string on the B string. So he's pulling from the 10th to the 8th fret and from the 8th to the open string twice. And then he goes from the 8th fret, he's still on the B string, and he goes 8, 7, 5, 3, 5, 7, and 5. So it's like this. And then he goes up here in the 12th position. So it's 15 to 12 to 14, 12, 15, and then at that point he bends up on the 14th fret of the E string. Go to the 12th fret, and then the 13th fret on the B string. That's that sweet note he hits right there at the end of that passage. Okay, so the next passage, we're starting here on the 20th fret, and it's 20, 19, open B string, 17, open B string, 17, and then it starts over again. Okay, so the next passage is, he's here on the 12th fret again. We're back in familiar territory. And what we do is we go 12, 14, 15, that is an old exercise, E minor scale. So we'll go through that. So it's 12, 14, 15 on the E string, back to 12, and the 14, then the 15 on the B string, 12 on the E string, sorry, 13, 15, 12, 13, and at that point we jump down to the G string on the 14th fret, back to the 12th fret on the B string, and this is one of those tricks where you got to roll from one string to the other. So it's 12 and 12. Then back to the 14. Now we go down one fret to the 11. Back to the 12. Now we're going down again to the D string, 14. Back to 11, 12. And you end up on the 10th fret, right there on the D. It's kind of a finger twister. Okay, and then the very next passage is the end of the solo. So we'll go back to the 17th fret B string. So you're just climbing the scale, the E minor scale here. Finish on that 22nd fret, and then we're going to bend that up. Back down, we bend it up and then down. So it's like a little D shape there, which is 19, 20, and 19. Okay, now that I've shown you all the individual pieces of the solo, I'm going to play through the solo slowly so it's all strung together so you can see how it goes. It'll make more sense, and you can practice it slowly and gradually increase your speed. That's what I always do when I'm learning a new solo. Okay, so we start off with that riff. There you have it. Okay, now that we finished with the solo, you go right back into the chorus, and we do the main riff on the outro again, and then there's one last lick he throws on at the end of the intro lick, and that is so that is B string, slide from the 3rd to the 5th fret, and go down to the 3rd fret, then 5, 4, 2 on the G string. So you're pulling off of the 2nd fret there, and get the open G string, and then 2nd fret on the D string, which would be an E.